Hey y'all, Sidison here. Welcome back to another YouTube video. Welcome back to my channel. RAM. There's been a massive crisis and honestly a whole panic around it. And no, I'm not talking about the trucks. I'm talking about RAM, like the component that you put in PCs. And honestly, it's been doing a lot more damage than y'all will think. Now, I've honestly recorded this video way before, but I've had to re-record this video 4 times, maybe even 5 times, because of how much things have changed and how I had to add like components, new information that keeps getting worse and worse. So yeah, at least as of like before Christmas, this is probably as accurate I can get to with all the information I have in this video. But yeah, let's get into the information. If y'all like this kind of video and like this kind of content, please feel free to like, subscribe, and share to all your folks out there. And yeah, I'd appreciate it. So let's get back into the video. Now, if you've been living under a rock or just, haven't heard about the new whatever recent's going on, there's a huge demand and a very limited supply of RAM. Like PC, like RAM is like the short-term memory sticks for PC, basically where a lot of your browser data and stuff gets stored. Yeah, if you've been looking at PCs, if you've been looking at honestly any electrical devices nowadays, the prices of those have been rising up, and they've been keep getting worse and worse. And I know a lot of y'all who aren't into PCs or don't really build or understand computers would be like, well, why does this one small stick of RAM influence the prices of the stuff I buy? But it honestly affects way more of that, more than you guys would honestly believe, because RAM is in everything. It's in laptops, it's in computers, it's in gaming consoles, it's even in phones, and I'll get into that. But yeah, and this all honestly has to do with AI, the big AI. There's been a massive push into AI, a massive huge push into AI, with a lot of companies investing tons of their money into AI, trying to build AI data centers. And this is kind of what's causing this whole massive surge in consumer prices for stuff, because a lot of these corporations that make PC components for computers are now shifting away and trying to make RAM for these data centers. They're trying to make components for these data centers, and they're trying to prioritize these AI centers over like PC and like computers for civilians and us. And it's really kind of affecting us, honestly. I remember, I believe it was last year around this very same time, I actually bought 32 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM for my PC, and that at the time was around $52 on Amazon. And I was recently checking that right now, about like a few weeks ago, and that price of that one RAM is $65. $165, not just 65, $165. And this is honestly, I bought it at like a great time, but I also bought the slowest and like least powerful RAM that my PC, that was like the highest my PC could handle. So if I wanted to upgrade or rebuild a PC, I'd be stuck, and we'd all honestly be stuck with our current devices unless we want to pay like exorbitant prices up until maybe like 2026, 2027 maybe. No, I don't mean it like that, okay? All brain rotted kids keep bringing up those two numbers, but okay, it's it's gonna be like the GPU boom that's happened early in 2020, around when crypto. But I assure y'all that this is way worse. This is way worse than the crypto boom, because at least with the crypto boom, most of that was just like random ass like miners out there, and like people that would just build these rigs just to mine Bitcoin and mine cryptocurrency. This is some more like corporate, like this is a way more corporate focused push, which means that it's probably 10 times worse, because a lot of these massive companies like Microsoft, companies like Google, there's a lot of companies that are going out and they're going to be out here, they're going to be competing with us as individuals for these PC components. And I assure you that most of these RAM makers, I know one RAM maker in particular, I'm pretty sure it was Crucial, they completely stopped making RAM for civilians and for their commercial side, just to focus on business and AI. And now it's affecting GPUs. It's the reason why the Xbox has been going up in price. They've been saying, oh, it's tariffs, it's Trump's tariffs, but no, it is not tariffs. It's been these prices, which is very hypocritical, speaking that Microsoft has basically been kind of fueling this whole flame by investing in AI, yet they're out here raising the prices of their consoles. Sony has basically stocked up, but they're running out of their stockpile, and you bet your ass that when they get their stockpile out, or when they dry up, that's gonna go up. The PS5 is gonna go up in price, and so is the Nintendo Switch. I mean, I say the PS5 already. I got one recently, and oh my god, they have kind of like cheapened out a little compared to when they first released the slim models. And hell, even Samsung is refusing to give RAM to Samsung. Like the Samsung makes both RAM and phones, and they make a lot of tech products, but even Samsung, like the RAM makers, the section that's designated to making RAM, is not even willing to give RAM for their phones and stuff. So even phones are not safe. That was what I was talking about earlier. Even phones not in the safe. Yeah. Why my best advice right now is, during this Christmas sale, during all of this time, buy now, buy at least when you can get it the lowest, and buy before 2026, because I assure you guys, after 2026, a lot of these prices are going to be going high. They're going to be going sky high, and I just would not recommend it. Okay, this is my like consumer like advice for what to do, is to buy right now. Buy right now if you can. If you can't, try to push your existing hardware. This might be easier for some people who have been like, I use my tech products for way more than 5 years. I don't replace my tech products that often, but I would say just try to keep them up until 2028. Okay, it's a long ways out. Yeah, I know. It's kind of terrible, but I'd say if you guys don't have the biggest hardware, try to keep up, try to maintain, and try to fix any issues that y'all have with your PCs up until 2028, when either the AI, all these AI companies eventually build out all their their data centers for their AI data centers and databases, where the price will finally subside. It'll subside, but it won't go back to its normal price. That's what we saw with GPUs. GPU prices, they went up and they went back down after the whole crypto crash, but they never went back to the prices that they were originally. they were still quite a little bit higher. And I'm suspecting that RAM's gonna have very similar aspects to it. The other thing that could happen is probably the whole bubble bursting, and that ain't really a good idea either, because, well, there's probably means that there's gonna be some market downturn, because like I said before, a lot of these are major companies, and if this bubble bursts, then expect another recession or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, I know this is a very doomy thing, especially while before Christmas, because I'm probably gonna upload this before Christmas. But yeah, it's the fact of reality, and hey, at least try to get something before Christmas. You could use it as an excuse. You could be like, hey, I needed to get this as a Christmas present. I needed to get this gaming card or this gaming graphics, because even GPUs right now, even they're going up. Nvidia has decided they're gonna, like, I think half they're gonna cut their production by half because of this whole AI thing. So yeah, GPUs, try to build your PCs by the end, or get some kind of like upgraded PC by the end of this year, just as a Christmas present. You just be like, hey, it's a Christmas present for myself, you know? And yeah, that's my tip for y'all. Consider it as a Merry Christmas gift. And yeah, hope y'all enjoyed this video. It's a short little video that I threw up together, but yeah, Merry Christmas, and I'll see y'all in the next video, hopefully before the new year. Bye.